Orange Democratic Movement is the biggest party in the country, and its Secretary General, who's also chair of the most powerful opposition-led committee in the National Assembly, finds himself in a fix. What do you make of the Ababu Namwamba PAC wars?
It's unfortunate that we've played it out in the media to the extent that it has gotten. But first of all, I do not condone corruption in whatever form and from whatever origin. We have been told, and I'm not a member of PAC, I'm also not a member of the National Assembly, we have been told that there are significant allegations of financial wrongdoing on the part of the PAC members. I would like these claims to be investigated, and if found to be true, then relevant action should be taken. Irrespective of the perpetrator, whether it is the Secretary General of my party or the chairman of my party, who's also a member of PAC, we must send out a strong message that as a country, it will not be a fair season for people who engage in corruption. Kenyans deserve to be told the truth about some of these allegations. And so, you know, when it now comes out in the media, the next thing is that Kenyans are yearning to know whether their leaders are really involved in this Lungula business or it is all stories. All
right, so they're being investigated, these allegations, but what do you think of the fact that he's talking about this recording where the party leader was present, Raila Odinga? The fact that he recorded a meeting where the party leader was present.
It would be a breach of trust for me to record a conversation with my father or my party leader or my boss or any other person without informing them. If I need to record a conversation with you, I need to inform you that, by the way, I'm recording this conversation. And that is what happens in civilized societies. And even the corporate sector, if you make a call to customer service, they will tell you this call will be recorded for quality assurance purposes. If it is true that my Secretary General recorded a conversation with the Prime Minister without his knowledge, then I think that will be an act of gross misconduct.
And some have said gross misconduct sufficient enough to see him lose his position as Secretary General. Do you agree?
Well, we need to split the two. It is gross misconduct. It is a demonstration of, because it goes into the territory of breach of trust, but we need to ask ourselves whether it is sufficient for him to lose his position. I think that discussion should be handed over to the delegates of the party and to the leadership of the party. Okay. But when you get to the point where you're recording a conversation with your party leader, really it shows the level of distrust that is between you and him. And in a civilized society, when you get to that level of distrust, the best thing is for you to walk. That's why I was talking about this analogy with churches, that you are in the Roman Catholic Church and you are not happy with your Pope. There are so many other options. There are so many other churches. You can even found your own.
Mbadi, the chair, has also been reported as saying that the best way out of this situation, or one of the ways going forward, should be to disband PAC, because surely it cannot continue with just these allegations that has tainted the committee enough, and that it should be reconstituted. Yes or no to constitution of the committee?
I support that line of thinking, because if you've got a PAC where everyone is accusing each other of financial impropriety, then the best thing to do is to reconstitute a fresh PAC. Yeah. Because PAC is a very powerful body that is in charge of oversight of state institutions. You cannot have a PAC where people are fighting day and night. And it should not just stop at reconstitution. I would want to encourage the people represented by the members who are in this commission, that in this committee, in the event that there is evidence that these guys were bribed, they can initiate a recall process, because it just does not end at reconstitution of PAC. The electorate also has a role to play. They've got a right to recall these guys. Okay. If we continue condoning corruption, then we cannot demand much from the Jubilee administration. We have seen a lot of high-level corruption. Yeah, because then you lose the moral ground to hold them to account if the hunters become the hunted. I agree with that absolutely, because we must be beyond reproach, so that when we are taking on the Jubilee administration over Anglo leasing and all these other grand corruption cover-ups that we are seeing, then we are speaking from a perspective of our hands being clean. But our hands cannot be tainted, and we continue holding the Jubilee government to task. The key thing,
yes,
if we can reconstitute PAC, if that is within the standing orders of the National Assembly, let's do it. We probably will not get angels to set up another PAC, but let us make the effort to give a fresh face to the committee that is concerned with fighting impunity and oversighting state institutions.